The first person to ever break the master lock was Bobby Lashley. And here we
Yeah.
are, it's coming full circle. Bobby Lashley now uses the master lock.
So yeah, it only makes sense, right? Like if anybody's going to use the full Nelson, the guy who broke it and a guy who's such a physical force like Bobby Lashley, I mean, to me, it's hard to even argue with it. You know what I mean? It just kind of makes sense. But it was funny, when he first started using it, all the different mentions and stuff like that of people talking about like, hey, that's the master lock, that's not the hurt lock, and all that type of stuff. And I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say it didn't, in my mind, create an opportunity for something, even if it was small in terms of, you know, who's got the best full Nelson in professional wrestling. But, who knows if anybody'd even want to see that. But, I still think that, if somebody it's been, first of all, it's been, again, like we've said, it's been 10 years. And usually finishers are recycled well before the 10-year mark. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about Carlito a minute ago. His backstabber was recycled not even 3 or 4 years later with Alberto Del Rio. So I mean, for nobody to use the full Nelson for 10 years is, that's a pretty long time. And the guy who broke it, guy that big. I mean, it kind of makes sense. But
It totally makes sense.
But I do see money in a master lock. Master lock
Right.
versus hurt lock.
I think that the master lock versus the hurt lock makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Bobby since?
We follow each other on Instagram, and I don't think I've seen him since he's been in WWE, but we hung out at Impact Wrestling and stuff. So I've known Bobby since Louisville. So OVW. So I mean, Bobby's someone I've known in this business for a long time. So, I mean, people ask me if Bobby asked me for permission to use the lock. And I remember I responded to somebody on Twitter and said no, and they made this big thing. Or somebody said, oh, does he have to? And I'm like, no, that's not what I was getting at. No, he doesn't have to ask me for permission. Of course not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, again, like Bobby essentially is a guy I've known in this business for so long. And, to me, it only makes sense. So, he wouldn't have to ask me. That's not a thing. And, I'm glad to see guys like Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre doing as well as they are. Because, Drew's another guy for me. I've always known Drew's ability. Like I had some of the best matches of my career with him back in 2011. This is when he wasn't being pushed or anything. I just saw the talent he had and the ability he had. So for me, I like seeing those two guys going at it, and in the WrestleMania and all of that.